Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect Escapes, sort of. Today's beverage is a fairly standard yet reliable cup of tea, the good old escaping cuppa. So welcome back, as I said, sort of to Prison Architect Escapes. Statistically, you're more likely to know about this series than anything else. It was originally done as a one-off where I just tried to escape out from somebody else's facility, and it turned out to be, well, for a start, it's the biggest video on the channel, over 1 million views. Some of the, big trajectory subscriber numbers are all tied to that one. The series became 100 episodes, and yeah, it was quite an interesting series. People seem to enjoy it, in spite of the only few ways you can actually escape from this, but it's all about the people's design. In fact, I want to just clear that one up. The purpose of this series is not to throw shade at anyone's design or to pick it apart and, be very critical about it. It's about creativity. It's about checking out a design that, for the most part, I've never even, well, for all of it, I've never been in, or if I've seen a picture of it, it's from the Steam Workshop or someone sent. I certainly haven't, like I say, played it and designed it, and I don't know the flaws and security and anything else, and it's about figuring that stuff out. And yeah, that's the whole idea of it. And well, I say welcome back, sort of, to Prison Architect Escapes. This is not a return to a full series. I mean, there has been people still sending me in different save files and things like that, so thank you very much if you are one of the people that have done that. But there's not really that many that I could sort of justify firing that back up again. But then again, I never intended the first video to become what it was, so we'll see how we get on. But there's been a couple of files sent, and a couple of people shared things from the Steam Workshop, so I thought we would jump back into one of them, and at least there's a standalone here, and we'll see how it goes. And well, I know the only thing about this really is that it's a mixed design, as well as it is an island. So yes, always difficult to escape from island, especially if there's cliff edges or perimeter walls. When I came in, I didn't come on a helipad. I came in on the boats. That's the, like I say, the front of the facility, and there was some sniper towers there. All this area here is, I was going to say a staff only, but it's most likely going to be set to, it looks to be low risk. We have been set to high risk. Oh, by the way, this is Prisoner Osborne, prisoner number 8245613. See, I've already forgot the format. We've got some island-bound stuff on here. We've got weather and, the Perfect Storm DLC, because we've got a lightning arrestor there. We have workshop. We do have an internal helipad here, but that's set behind, I'm going to guess, staff only, because there's deliveries in the middle. Anyway, I'm just going to max speed this out, and the whole idea, as I said, is to have a look around, get a sort of lay of the land, see how security is, and then come up with a way of trying to escape. Now, I did see a perimeter wall, so we can actually see some water with perimeter walls, so that's going to be a problem, because getting on the perimeter wall is difficult in and of itself. Digging under it is also difficult, but the main problem with it, and yeah, it is the main problem, you can't... actually, wait, we might be able to jump on the fence and then up and over. That is... well, there's many ways to escape. Actually, I say many. That you can dig out, you can run out the front door, and obviously in this case we're going to have to swim. You can set fire to things, and there's some, looks to be gangs DLC is activated. Yeah, so you can do all of that, and, they're all valid ones, and there's ones that are not so valid, like the taser teleporting, getting tasered while you're in a corner, and you sort of you just teleport through the wall. There's going from a fence on top of another wall. I don't think that's really contentious. Maybe jumping onto the roof of the building, and certainly internally going through the wall systems, if you've seen that before, that probably is a bit risky. So, yeah, it's a bit cheeky, I would say. Anyway, having a look around Solitary here, I'm noticing some sniper towers on the left. This perimeter wall is flush up to the water, so immediately this is going to be quite difficult. Now, I can burn through, say, the kitchen or any of these rooms here to get into this area, but sniper towers for a start, probably armed guard patrols, and, well, it just wouldn't get me anywhere. So, yeah, we can go into the kitchen. You can have a look around. The fact that there's a spoon there is interesting, but I can't get through that. Okay, we do have a XP point pinata room where we've got all of the shower heads. We do have, interestingly, over here, we have a laundry, so we can get digging equipment. We also have, I might see a bit of a weak spot, but this is probably not going to work. Okay, so see over on the right here, we've got a sniper tower, but there is a bit of land that's there, which means if we jump out there, we'll be able to start swimming. Problem is, this guy just has to look down, and that's us, that's us pretty much screwed. Okay, well, I need to farm some points first. There's no way I can do anything without points. So I'm going to get reputation. I need at least swimmer, almost certainly some level of strong, and maybe, yeah, some level of strong, extremely tough. So we're going to need several reputation points. So the way we do this is by getting tased and then skipping punishments and picking up tough and then picking up strong. This is our cell here. We haven't really had another look around the facility, but I don't see at this stage whether there's much point. Lots of armed guards around, but I've not seen any doggo patrols, but I haven't really been fully looking, truth be told. I've just been having a check out of the layout rather than the full staffing levels yet. So Osborne's got tased again, but we did farm enough points for at least some level of swimmer, but I want very swimmer. Let's go with tough. I think I want extremely strong. Quick is always a good one. I'm not going to go with perhaps deadly or anything like that. There is, you can force... I wonder why these are not opening. It's a bit weird, that one. You can force a riot and, get out that way. It is, however, quite rare. People often ask, when we were doing the series, why don't we break out with multiple people? We did do that in some instances, but it wasn't really the point of it, because that is obviously very, very brute force. If you just, recruit, say, a big row of people and only one person gets out, the idea is, as an avatar, we get it ourselves, if that makes any sense anyway. So just like say farming these points here, that is the goal on this one. So body armor is on, it's been handed out. There's also tasers. We've got I don't think we've got any. There's an armed guard who we have to be careful on that one, because, well, we're not attacking them directly, we're just attacking the shower heads and the metal detectors. There's a metal detector set missing from this bit here, not that it's going to really do anything. And how many points have we got now? We got several, but I might as well keep fighting until we are injured and tased or whatever and knocked out. I don't want to hit the guard, but I'm going to actually surrender that now and skip punishments. So 34, we're going to go with very swimmy and very quick, and let's have a look around the outside. Actually, if we were to tunnel from here, is there any way where we can... Right, for a start is escape mode on. It's not on. Okay, that's a bit of a problem, because I was going to jump on here, up and over and round, and have a look around this area, but it doesn't look like I can. I just wanted to have a little look around the corner there. There might be another way around, so, well, there must be access, and it's not set to staff only, so there must be something. It just depends on where that something is. So this is all set to staff only. You'd think, as I said, there'd be another way through into this area, and there's no door that I can see. I'm just gonna have another look up and around, and then we might have a look round the front there. So yeah, what I'm looking for really is a piece of land I can dig to and get out, and just hope that the sniper's not there. Like, is that land? I don't think it is. I think it's just a shadow. Okay. This could become very, very difficult indeed. The island ones are always one of the worst to get out from, especially when the person knows what they're doing, and it appears like the creators of this one do, on the surface at least, because, like I say, there's no way for me to... there's a workshop with a staff-only door there. This is all staff-only. I can't really go down there. You've got another room there, loads of them. This is all... yeah, set to a different category. You've got a chapel here. You've got empty room. You've got lots of security. Look at all the CCTV in there. Wow. And then all these waiting rooms and the infirmary. But we have to be escorted to the infirmary. Oh, someone's actually been taken out in here. Okay. Right, this is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to pick up instigator and deadly and sack. I'll pick up the rest. Just pick up the lot. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think what the best course of action would be. There's another area here that is classroom and shop and library. None of that really helps me out, though, as far as I can tell. No, that's a blood trail that's almost certainly went to the infirmary. I mean, I could just attempt a run out through the front. Could I? I don't think so. That's reception there, but in order to get through that, I need to get through this bit here. Okay. Well, there doesn't appear to be an obvious way out in our current place. Not ones that's a bit dodgy, you understand. I'm just going to double check extras and map settings, and I can see that escape plans are not turned on. If they were turned on when you fight, you can then climb over fences, so I can climb over this fence and have a look, but well, that isn't the case. So, yeah, I mean, do I just dig and hope for a bit of luck and see where I get on? I mean, I don't really have much of an option, really, at this stage. I guess we're going to do that. So we'll go through... Oh, that's interesting. So they've put 2 metal detectors there, like stacked one on top of another. Okay. So we'll pick up this this rope, and we're going to go into the kitchen. I think we'd be able to get a spork. Is that classed as metal? It's a digging tool, and my guy's really annoyed at a fork. Can we get through here? Why would we want to? We want to go this way. And I've set the metal detector off. So I'm running. And I'm going to stash. Stash. Oh, well, that just didn't work out. Right, so they've obviously found the tunnel, because I clicked it, the wrong button. I didn't have the thing selected. Yeah. Alright, fine. There's nothing much I can really do about that. What is the best course of action? I mean, I can't really do anything in the kitchen. Yes, that's metal. It'd be nice if there was a plastic something in here. Looks like all the food's getting served up. I think because everybody's raging, we might be able to start a fight. What? I literally have my hands off keyboard and mouse. What? Why's my guy... Why do you do that? What was that all about? Okay. They still haven't removed the tunnel, which is curious. I don't know why that's a thing. Okay. And there you go again, look. Fighting. Why? I mean, I've now got a bat on. I didn't say this was going to be a violent run, but it's sort of turning out to be one, isn't it? I mean, if I can get a riot going, that might give us options. Right, okay. I mean, I've got some keys. Does that afford us anything? Set of keys? I say I've got keys. Now I've got keys. I'll have a look out the front door, mate. Nah, I've been tasered. So that actually does sort of remind me. Actually, we might be able to do something there. So if I was to get a set of keys, I'd have to go through past all that. I can then get into the infirmary, which then gives me into... What's that? Is that the psychiatrist's office? Yes. But then I can't get anywhere else. So that wouldn't help me. If I went down here, I have to go past the armed guard. Just the one, which is a dead end. So that doesn't help me either. I could potentially set fire to... hang on a second. That might be a play. Oh, no, there's a perimeter wall there as well. I was going to say, maybe this wall, because it's a staff-only area and it's quite far away, it hasn't been set to have a perimeter wall, but it does indeed still. There's no access around here. I could tase a teleport. That feels like a bit cheating. The way to do it is to have, and it does feel a bit cheating though, have on escape mode, which means when I fight, I can jump onto this fence, I can then jump onto that wall, I can then jump and run around here, up and round, then across, but then I'm still stuck a bit when I get to this point. Okay. There's also another thing to consider. And that's that. We're going to be escorted back to our cell now, aren't we? I'll wait here until the guard comes in and picks us up and puts us back down. There we go. We'll sleep. Every time I do some fighting, there's a chance of me going up in security level. The rain's here, which means lightning can be here. Okay. Like I say, the jumping on top of the wall and running around is a bit of a point of contention. I mean, let's have a look. Can I get into the workshop? I mean, I can, but what does it really... It doesn't really help me. I can get a wooden pickaxe. Right. Can't really get anything else. I can get a wooden pickaxe. Scan through that. Come this way. I want to see if our... thing has been fixed. It hasn't. Why is this not being fixed? Okay. Alright. Entering the tunnel. I'm going to go up one. And then across. Looks like there's some heating pipes there. Now they should go into the empty solitary room. There are the heating pipes. But obviously every time we jump out there's a chance of just bad luck. Well, that didn't get us very far, did it? Ooh, we were very lucky. That was pointing the other way. So we're about there. My plan is to get... If I get to here... Oh, it's still a dead end. Let's have a quick look. Now that it's lighter. Is that there? Is that a piece of land? But how would I map it? I'd have to dig up, then across, once we're parallel with this, to go under here, and then when I get to that I know that might be a piece of land, but it might just be a shadow. And even if it isn't, like, I'm going to have to do the digging multiple times. So... that's going to be an utter nightmare. Alright, well, we have to start somewhere. Tunnel don't dig itself. Wish it did. That's probably a mod. Let's see that though. I've managed to get around that metal detector there. See that? So, I might have to risk it. So, up and across. Enter tunnel. Okay. Let's say every time I do this, there's a chance of it all going wrong. But this is the only thing I can think of to get out at this stage. I have a feeling, though, we're going to be detected. So just coming out of this tunnel, the chances of it happening are higher than usual. I don't want to tunnel up here. Don't want to do it that way. We looked out again. Head down. And into here. It's just strange that the tunnel hasn't been removed, and I don't know whether that's a bug. Or weirdly, escape plans aren't on. Which means the game might not know how to fix tunnels. The AI, I mean. That is a possibility. Looks like the... yeah, it looks like the pickaxe is not respawned. There it is. So... one pickaxe. Looks like that bleeped clear. We're all good. And I'm going to go and stash this. Because I want to use both. So I'm going to stash it next door. Stash contraband. There we go. Tell our neighbour you didn't see nothing. Going to go over to here. And I could, if I was quick enough, I could grab stuff from here. Like the spoon and a fork. Hang on. Why did that not pick up? There we go. And I could quickly rush through here and then stash stuff. Actually, it would be this one. Ooh, I managed to make it out. I managed to make it through. Brilliant. Okay. So, actually, I'm going to use that. Yep. Okay. Here we go. So this will get me to the wall. Yep. I think it will. There is another way of doing things, but I've only managed to do it successfully. Not even a handful. Not even. It's less than 5 times. It's where you are in the tunnel underwater when it gets detected, because that kicks you out. Right, up I think. So if you're underwater, you can get kicked out the tunnel. You can, well, you're kicked out the tunnel, and you just float the surface and go from there. Right, we've dug quite a way up. We've still got a lot of digging to do. I'm going to go and get the rope, and then I can pick up the pickaxe next door again. We need some luck. That's been pointed the opposite way or just directly up since every time we jumped out the tunnel. Yes, this is more luck than judgment. And it's going to be gutting if we get to the end, get to the edge, and we're detected. But then that's the risk you run. Hang on, didn't mean to go through that one. So yeah, I can skirt around this one. Not there. I couldn't there though. It's because the door was thingy was closed. So pick that up. Ah, that's not turning right. It's going to about there and then goes down. So the tunnel, I don't think we can be detected by that CCTV camera because it's locked in that corner. So that's a bit of good luck. Which, truth be told, we've had some so far on this map. But it is secure. Yeah, I think it is secure. Right, if my calculations are correct, once we get to the end... Oh, right, underwear. Huh. Nothing to do with us. Right, I think it goes across now. That ride didn't last long, did it? So it should be several tiles to then a perimeter wall, which is here. It's not a perimeter wall. That should be the... Okay, I think the calculations are wrong. I did say get to the end, and I don't know if that's it. I'm gonna have to have a look. So we're looking for a couple of corner pieces on there, because I might be in the wrong place. Oh, look, all the tasers are going on the right. You can also see the arc of the CCTV. Now, because of all the tasers going there, there's going to be a high population of guards. But we're okay. So I reckon... I reckon we're there. I think that is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles to the end. Okay? 8 tiles to the end. And I still don't know if that's a legitimate thing. So we'll see. I'm gonna go back down. And this only works if there's no sniper in that tower. What I'm banking on is that there doesn't seem to be any physical access to it. The door's facing down to the wall, and there's no path around. So I'm hoping that for that very reason, that guard tower's empty. But this all hinges on whether or not that thing that I'm seeing is actually, an underwater, a piece of land. Let's stash that. I don't like having stuff on me, just in case we get an accidental search on the on the metal detectors. At least if we don't have anything, they can't do anything about me. Just walking through it. So, let's see. And if this works, it'll be a miracle. Right, so I'm waiting for this door to open because I want to test my theory that we can get through this without being searched as long as the door is open. whereas otherwise we have to stand there. So I'm waiting for the workers to come along, the door opens. Yeah, that worked. Again, don't know if that was more luck than anything else, but I got through. And back in. So, just doing my little sprint jog, underground sprint jog. I will be underwater soon, probably. The way that pipe's leaking on the right. Why is my guy stop running forward? There we go. So I do think this is legit. I'm going to test my theory. Yeah, it is. I think this is the right place. If, like I say, this is correct, the tile that I'm currently hitting is the perimeter wall. The next one will be... it'll be door, and then it'll be another perimeter wall. And then I dig up. But I'll have to do the calculations again once we're there, because I'm going to probably not get through with these two. And it's very risky of me to try and dig out. They keep punching themselves in the head with this thing. Yes. There we go. So we dug through that. The next one I don't know what it is, but we'll see. So I think this is in a decent position. We just have to hope that there's no snipers. I didn't check the other side actually. If there's another, I think there is a sniper tower on the other side. We've got very swim, so hopefully we'll be all right. I don't know how big the map is. We're out again. Let's have another look. So it should be there. That's where we should be. So it's actually just there and there. If, again, that's what I'm seeing, which I'm doubting it every second. Alright. I mean, I could try and risk getting through here. But at this stage, this late in the game, why would I? Why would I not just take my time? Take my time, get out that way. There's a helicopter on the left there. And, straight away a wooden pickaxe has spawned. I think what's happening is, because we're having to travel... I mean, this is it's not a huge facility. Certainly not the biggest we've played, or even have made, but it is a decent-sized facility, shall we say. I might as well go this way. This way. Instead of the other way. Up and round, in here. Don't think it'll spawn yet. Yeah, because the facility is quite a size, and it's taking us, and this is mainly the reason, it's taking us an age to get up to where the tunnel head is. Yeah, that's what's happening. So we've got the time for stuff to respawn. Okay, let's keep going. And what I really hope I don't do is accidentally press right click at any point and get captured, because that would be game over. So this next one that I dig through should, if the calculations are right, be easy, because it's just the standard flooring. So I reckon it's going to take both of these to chip away at half the foundation. Then I need to do the run again, in which case it'll probably be tomorrow that we do that. There's that removed, so we'll dig. And we're definitely working with perimeter wall on this one. And this here is only going to work if there is, well, there is a backup, but I'll talk about that later. I might be able to trigger the game to detect the tunnel, but it depends on how it removes it. Okay, we'll see. It's currently sleep time, so the guards are going to be coming looking for us. So, again, just be lucky. Lucky. Sleep. Whew, okay. Beverage needed. So, we're coming out and down. Looks like the weather has turned again. Max speed this out. And obviously there's huge sections of this prison we've just not seen, because they're all set behind different categories of inmate. So we've got that to contend with. If I was to misbehave any more, there's a possibility that I could be moved into a higher sec, and it'll be easier for me to escape from. The chances are unlikely, just because of the nature of higher sec positions, that you have more security. But yeah, again, I don't know why I've not seen any doggos. Maybe nobody expected me to, no, anyone to attempt this. And that would be sensible, I think. Let me waste my time. Oh, this is not good. The guy's raging again. So right, ditch all that. I accidentally triggered the metal detector, and luckily I spotted that. And, however, can I pick that up? Yes, I can still get to this. Right, that changes things a little, because I still need more digging implements to get out. But statistically, the thing that's going to spawn first is going to be the pickaxe, so I'm going to go that way. Yeah, I was able to get around that there. I don't know if you saw, again. So that was good. I'm going to go back and waste my time with that pickaxe. Yeah, I can only assume... What? That's a lot of guards. Yeah, I can only assume, perhaps wrongly, that the reason they haven't removed the tunnel, the game, the AI, is because tunnels are turned off, which means they wouldn't have any reason. The basically, if escape plans are turned off, I guess more accurately, if escape plans are not on, then the AI will not try to dig or climb. So the AI would have no reason to know or to even think about searching and repairing tunnels. But as we're in escape mode, even though it's turned off, we can still do it. I'll still do part of it. We can't climb over the fences. You have to have some level of strength. We do have max strength. So yeah. I like to pick up stuff and drop it down, just to waste the AI's time. There's a saw. All these are metal, so I can't use them. Just dump them there. And it often, and I'm actually not going to pick that up because it might trigger the metal detector. Something might happen. There's that guard come in, picked all that stuff up, dumped it down. I assume the shank isn't classed as a metal detector. Yeah, it is classed as metal. No, it might be. I always look at it and think, oh, it's glass, but no. No, it's metal. And it is a digging tool, but it will trip the metal detector. I don't know what's going on with that. I think that's, is that psych ward? It might be, you know. It might be psych ward. Anyway, this is going to be the deciding factor. There is a backup plan in place, but it's not going to be it's not a good one. So I'll get my other digging implement. Please don't look too closely at the toilet there. They're all cleaning around it. Got a patrol coming. Going to bide my time on this one. I'll let them patrol down and then disappear. And maybe, for the last time, we're going to be in our tunnel, digging. I'm hoping that the two digging implements will work. But we will find out. Is this somewhere you can tunnel? Like, get out? Is it not water? Is there a bit of land here? Is there going to be a sniper in this tower? Is there a sniper elsewhere that has line of sight? Okay, I was right. Has this worked? And we're out. Come on. Wow. Yep, that was exceptionally lucky. Yep, we didn't get detected. We didn't have the tunnel get searched. That one little bit on the corner, in my mind, is an oversight. Let's load that up normal and see what the deal is. So I've loaded in, and this is called Island Lockup, by the way, and as always there will be a link in the description for the either save file, or in this particular case it's on the Steam Workshop. So we came in on one of these boats and we were escorted through reception, I believe through this admin room, around visitation, I think we even went through this this low sec area and then out to here, and then this is where we've obviously spent most of our time. Having a run around, looking around. This was our cell in here, and we dug down, up, across, up here to this section right here, and then across to there. Now loading into this one, there's a sniper. There's a sniper there. But when we were there wasn't. See, I thought this was surrounded. So again, total luck. I'll freely put my hands up and say that was luck. Water there. Don't think anyone can get to it to build it. But if we look around, that tower's unmanned. That one there. Oh, yeah, so look, there's a bit here. So if we were over here, I reckon we could just dig straight across and go from there. How many doggos is there available? There are only 7 dog handlers. Let's have a quick look at deployment. There is none. There is a bit over here, but no other dog handlers. If there was a dog handler going around here, then easy. This is no access, by the way, so that's why it was an issue. Yeah, what's happening here? See this? I think because of where it is, there might be an access issue to the sniper tower. We, by the way, got out here, went across... No, got out there and just swam across to here and then up. But I didn't even know what any of this is. Sniper down there, so if we're in, say, here, well, what have we got? We've got we got maximum, protective, and yeah, we do have criminally insane inmates. Yeah, okay, being over there would have been pretty much impossible to get out of, because there's no way I can get digging implements through unless I can sneak it through this bit here and then through this bit here. An awful lot of luck for that to happen. If we're here, there is a laundry, and if we say around here, that would probably work. Is this bit here, is that also land? I think that bit is. I think a couple of bits are. It just might be these corners. There's a bit there we could get to, that's a definite one. And it's actually all rebarred up. And there's a sniper there, but again, not staffed. And I don't think that will ever be staffed because the door's blocked. Okay. Well, I often say that every prisoner's escape, well, it's just a matter of time. Some of them are genuinely like, you'd be there forever. This one, I think, just with a combination of luck, our positioning, obviously up here would have been even better. But with that little section there, and you can see, look, there's access issues. If I bring this guy down, is anyone ever going to go back up? Let's max it out and see if anyone comes and jumps in that tower. They're all headed over here. And then probably going to rest. I have a feeling there's just a bit of an issue there. Guy filling in the middle. Yeah, that common room, that's been completely taken over by a gang. Is that the Vipers? I always get the names mixed up on that one. Gangs. It is the Vipers, yes. Foreman's calling, receiving extra supplies. Great. Oh look, there is a sniper over there. So yeah, just an exception out of luck. But at the end of the day, we did get out. The tunnel, obviously, tunnel issue was a bit of a thing, like that should have been searched. If I'd actually turned on escape plans, that would have been removed, I think. And would that give us more options for escape? Potentially, yes, because with that on, with any level of strength, I've mentioned this multiple times before, but for the avoidance of doubt, you can jump onto a fence and crawl. You can crawl over fences basically, and after that, you can get onto like the walls. Now, I think jumping over a fence totally reasonable. If you go to a fence, transition from a fence to a wall, again, in my mind, you know, you're already halfway there. That sort of makes sense. Even crawling around the edge of this building, I don't think that's too abusive. Going, however, like through this, yes, you could argue, perhaps rightly, that you're on the roof rather than climbing on the wall, but it is an exploitation of unintended game mechanics. But I could probably jump onto this, work around on this roof, work around all the way here, round this bit, go there, splash in the sea, and then swim out, but I wouldn't be able to do that because this sniper would have got us. So there's so many things we could talk about and what I would have done. But, yeah, I mean, probably over here would be a better one, wouldn't it? Jump on here, work our way around. Even then that wouldn't work because of snipers and then this bit. It just feels like, you know, I'm a bit like broken record at the moment, I apologise, but I think we got exceptionally lucky. Either way, it's been nice to check out other people's designs. The goal was never to have this as any form of criticism or to take apart the design. It's just to share the creativity of the designers, which again, links in the description, and to have it as a thinking exercise. And, well, yeah, it's been a bit of a brute force digging exercise, truth be told, but there you are. Either way, if you have any tips, comments, suggestions for this escape attempt, and also for suggestions for more, I'm up for hearing them. If you know of any designs and stuff, then by all means let me know. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and generic partings.